So, guys, we just started now and was sect. All right, guys. Yeah. This afternoon, actually, and hmm. All right, was said, guys. Greetings. Okay, okay. All right. Oh, we just started now, and guys was sect, and just like more, just like our normal kind of stream section and tutorial kind of that. So guys, we're back again and for UGF graphics and we're going to be emphasizing on as well. So guys, we're progressing and we're going to be heading that's much emphasis. Okay guys, we're set and we're going to be doing more of welcoming like we just started now and more like our whole show. We're going to welcome people firstly, then before we held matter or before we barge into to what we have today. Okay, firstly is everybody, you're welcome. If you're just joining, returning viewer on first time viewer, partial viewer, or I don't know any viewer that you're just your presence is not taken for granted, not in any way taken for granted. So guys, we are kickstarting and we're going to be diving into what we have today. People are still going to be joining later and they will just stream alongside us. So we're not probably going to be waiting for them all because we don't have time. Okay, guys, we're set. And firstly, I just did welcome in. So everybody, you're welcome. And we're progressing now. So we actually have something to actually emphasize on today, like on our thumbnail now. And anytime you see your sex for live stream section like this will actually end for a serious business. Yeah, that's what you usually tell people. If we're really sect, if you're a kind of sinners, not to waste people's time, like a kind of sex. And yeah. Greetings, thanks for joining the live stream section. Aviation, I don't know, wait. Aviation, thanks for joining the live stream section now. Thanks for joining the live stream session. We'll seeing you. So guys, we just started. Before now, we just started a few minutes ago. And we did what's it called? Welcoming, like we just welcome people, viewers, people that are going to be joining, and people that will still join alongside. So guys, that's it. So we actually God I beg. Well, thanks much. I don't receive what's it called? It's called recommendation. Exactly. I don't receive one recommendation. Wow, it's not taken for granted. Much love, guys. Much love. I really appreciate it. It's fine. So was said, and I said, okay. I welcome every single person. Like once you're here, your presence is not taken for granted and is alarming regarded. We really gather so much. And what we're doing is simple, Many people may be seeing us for the first time, and because of our first timers, yes, we're going to be they are going to be stuck, like looking at us. So we ought to explain what we're actually doing so that they are going to comprehend well and they decide to follow us along because this is actually a movement. So guys, what we're doing is simple, and I will be detailing that what we mean by what we're doing is simple. We teach life after school and we call it the brutal truth every student should know. Now I'm going to be explaining. Okay, now firstly, the reason why we call it is a brutal because it's actually a truth, but people barely know, people barely talk about it. You get to see some people talking about wake up, work hard, wake up by 5, go to work, and all of this is not making sense. That's not the actual problem. Yes, if we're really looking at or looking for the root, so what's it called, the root problem of students failing, young people not succeeding, it's actually on the matter of their life. Yes, because they said when you know better, you live better. The knowledge is what is going to drive you. So if it's not sufficient enough to actually drive you, it's you're going to be stuck on a particular place. So we'll see it, or let's just it's actually proven, yes, because school do it part. And this reason why they are actually failing is not because of academics. Yes, they said graduates don't struggle, they don't just fail because they Of course, we have seen vital people, intelligent people that failed. I don't know if you have seen the same. Actually, it's possible. We have seen countless times people that are very intelligent, they still fail. So the problem there is not academics, is not knowledge, is not being smart, is information. Because the information you know, you take, it's actually is how you're going to walk your path. Do you get? So it's information. So they were not taught. Exactly. Like nobody told them. They were not opportuned to be informed about life after school. When we or talk about youth, the people were actually pointing at is young adults, because was set for students, undergraduate students that are still in the university. Now we're trying to make them understand that outside life, like when they are going to be graduating, they should make preparations for it, because that determines your future. The preparation you make in the university, the things you laid on ground, how you prepare that you is how you're going to be facing the real world. Now the real world is more like harsh. Yes, it's why it's called reality. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks. What's your name? Sam. I God. I'm finding it hard to pronounce your name, but I'm going to be trying. One more try. One more try. Oh, Sam. Vine, no, I don't know. Sorry, my bad if I'm not able to pronounce it. So, but I just want to know that. I just want to know that it's not taken for granted. Like we actually appreciate that. So we're progressing. We said that is more like telling young people, almost you, you're in university. You should make plans now. You should prepare yourself. You should make appropriate plans. It's just more like planning ahead, planning for the future, because university students often live for the moment. I'll explain what I mean by living for the moment. Much love, much love, much love. Salah, what's it called? No, 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 it's not Salah. I don't know. Well, one cookies. We normally bring cookies for our beloved. Oh, don't worry, Sam. Sam, actually, much love. And I guess this is your first time of joining our live stream session, so your presence here means a lot, and you participating means the world. So we love the facts, and we love your we love seeing you anyways. So thanks for being part of us. So we actually regard that. So I said, let me progress. I said, this is more like telling them, almost see students, you don't have time. University time is very, very short, and is an opportunity, not a guarantee. For the fact that you're going to university is not a guarantee of success. Very, very factual. And a lot of students don't know this. They just feel that because they happen to be in a university, that is their life has sorted out. And most of them think, hi God, if you get to meet, let me not go there and go, but I'm just trying to tell you that most of them, their minds are limited. There's something about mindset and how you think, how you reason, how you react to things. How you reason depends on, like, how you see things. Let's start from how you see things. How you see things determines how you reason things. How you reason things determine how you go about things. How you go about things determine your outcome. Like, what you do, the outcome of it. That just it. Like, it's step by step. It has to do with mindset. So if your mindset is limited, if you're not seeing things from a different perspective, if you're not seeing things afar, more than an average student is seeing things, like you're doing is, I don't know how to explain that, but it's going to be limited. Obviously, so most students just feel that academics is enough. Now they fail to develop themselves, they fail to learn things, they fail to persist in life, they fail to take up responsibilities. They just feel that life is easy. Moreover, real life, why they call it real life? I'm not the one that call it real life. I'm being serious. They call it REALITY. Reality. I mean, they call it reality, real life. You're going to be facing reality, and that reality there is like is not partial. It's just the way it is. And if you're not prepared, you face reality. It's going to be harsh on you. Now, if you're prepared, we're more like preparing students, making them see all these things is more like equipping them. Not is beyond academics, yes. And the funny part of it is that if we're not telling you this now, you're going to miss a lot, because school is not even going to tell you. School will just tell you what you ought to know about your academics, and they'll issue a certificate. You will just graduate out from the university without having a proper knowledge of what real life holds and how you can position yourself to actually navigate the process, like navigate it. Because if you're not well positioned, like positioning women is still your mentals being developed, being ready, if you're actually prepared for something and expecting it, if that thing comes, the effect is not going to be much on you. Like there is every possibility that you can withstand it. Now we're more like telling you to be prepared, like guiding you, showing you how to be prepared mentally. Real life, you're going to face rejections, failures, pressures, like there is a lot of things. So it's unfair that you just get into it without actually knowing all these things and preparing for it. Because when when you first encounter failure, if your mindset is not developed, if it kill you, I mean, it can lead you to sin. It can make you feel that the world is ending. It can just make you feel that you start feeling less of yourself. Have you seen? So this is all about understanding. Now, if your mindset is developed enough, if you actually know what real life are going to be throwing to you, because this more like an adult age, yes. When student gets to graduate from university, that is called transition stage. Now that means they are actually transiting from a university to the world. That means they are actually going to start being independently. They are going to start living independently. They are going to start making decisions that pertains to their life, figuring out things. Now nobody is going to be deciding for them. They have outgrown that stage. They are meant to fix things. They are actually what's it called, adults. So that stage is very, very crucial. It's very, very alarming. Like if you're not actually prepared for it, if you're not just informed about it, or more, you go cry. Like that's you will just okay. Now let's just assume that okay. Let me paint a picture that a graduate just graduated out from a university and you happen to apply for your work, you got rejected, you were not admitted to the organization, like they rejected you multiple times. Now if your mindset is not developed, you're going to start seeing the rejection as just it. Moreover, as I said, how you see things, it determines how it affects you as well. It determines how you like how it affects you. Now if you see it as failure, if you see it as you're not meant for this, if you see it as more you don't think that you can actually do this, the effect is going to come that way. Obviously, so it actually has to do with or we have to make a lot of emphasis on how you actually see things, because your seeing is you. If you cannot see, you cannot be told. It's just like what you see, you'll be told. Yes, your seeing has a lot to do in the matter of your future, because how you see things determines. Always see negatively, probably everything around you is going to be negatively. So your perspective of seeing actually determines how your life comes. So actually I've been elaborating, this is not meant to be. I was just a kind of what's it called, saying our objective, like what we really said, because you call this a movement. Is beyond streaming, is beyond content, is beyond coming here and laughing. Do you get? It's actually a movement to reach a good number of students, to actually help them navigate this process, like to make them understand this, because them understanding it is going to make them not to be victims of failures after graduation, failures in real life. So that's more of the goal. That's what you prioritize. That's more what you want to see in the society. So that's our objectives. So if you're seeing us for the first time, I hope that I'm able to clear your doubts, or a clearer picture of what we're doing, because this is students afterlife, teaching them how to prepare. Simple. So I don't know. Apart from that, above that, we actually have something to treat today. So that's more like what we're going to be emphasizing on. Wow. Okay, you went out before, you're back. Well, Sam, welcome back to the section stream. And we're going to be actually heading towards the main matter, because our thumbnail is saying something like job market, like the brutal truth about hunting for jobs. Because it's actually a truth. I'm going to be revealing a truth there, and the goal is to actually make students be prepared, though, because we love them. We don't want them to be confused, because it takes a lot of energy, time, resources to go to university and graduate. So we don't want them graduating and frustrated. It's I don't know. God, are you serious? That's true. I'm seeing it here. You know, I guess because this is not my normal streaming time. I do not go for lectures today. We normally stream from 2 p.m. downwards. I'm at home today. I do not go for lectures, and I have something to take care of after now. So I guess because I have audience actually. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, I've seen. I get so much love. I'm just explaining why most of my audience are not active now. You know, most of them are actually coming online by two. Most of my students, and we will have a community. So after the streaming session, most of them are going to be joining and be streaming it later, because this is a movement to a students, a broader student, to actually make them understand reality and how to prepare. So we're streaming a bit early today. That is why, and we stream every day, but our time is fluctuating because of our lectures. We are still undergraduate students, we are still students, so it's actually fluctuating. So because of when we go, oh, most times we do have lectures, so I have to attend to my lecture then before streaming, so we don't have a particular time. So I hope, but I will try fixing that. Okay, 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 well, it's fine. uh I want to see you tomorrow. We stream every day. Promise, promise, promise. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, sir. Much love. We hope to see you tomorrow. All right, guys. All right, Sam is leaving us. We hope to see Sam tomorrow. So, guys, let's feed the what is it called? Emphasis also have today the brutal truth about hunting for jobs. Hunting for jobs. It's sounding somehow, but it really matters. Yes, let me break it down. Wait, I don't know how to explain this, but we'll try explaining it. Most people, the reason why they are going to school, they feel that, and they are seeing it from this view that if they graduate, they are going to be employed. Now, 80 or 90% of students are having this thing in their minds, like it's just natural that they are going to work after graduation from a university, from a tertiary institution. They are going to be employed in an organization or in a big or company. This is just their mindset, this is their intention, this is what is inbuilt already in them before they even got into the university. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong. Now look at my emphasis. Most times the way you plan out things is not often the way it works. Yes, because this is what a lot can change. Things are digital, are getting advanced, are coming, innovations are coming, things are really changing. So the people that wins is the people that can stay adaptable, people that can still adapt and be really. So there is a lot of things that students are going to be grabbing from here. That's why stream session is meant to educate. That's what we do here. Like, we just come, we emphasize a matter that pertains to students and afterlife. Then if they stream it, they will get to have the knowledge and actually know how to fix themselves. So that's just the goal here. So I'm saying the truth about hunting for jobs. Now, job hunting, we said it can be frustrating. Yes, it can be tiring, because most at times people are going to be rejected. Most at times students are going to be seeing themselves actually competing with people. Yes, not really employment is going to turn into a competition, because jobs are limited. Let's assume that students graduated out from university. Let's assume that we have 300 or 1,000 students that graduated. Moreover, the job market, like, jobs are limited. They just have maybe 200 or 100 vacants, a kind of that, or job vacants. Now, how do you intend fixing all those thousands of students that graduated into work? Like, probably there is going to be a high rate of unemployment. It's obvious. Literally seeing it, there will be a high rate of unemployment. We're more like telling them, more prepare, because it can be frustrating, it can be tiring, you may even regret at some point. Have you seen? So this is things that they should be aware of. So Follow me, we're going to be detailing it down. So we're going to be precise, brief, and hell at the point. Okay, the first is the big lie graduates believed. Now that lie is go to school, graduate, and get employed. Very simple. They sweet for mouth, like very, very simple saying it. It's very, very simple. Or people telling you just go to school, get good grades, and graduate. Very simple. Have you seen? Moreover, it's reality is not saying the same. Yes, reality is work. Reality, you're going to be tested. Like you're going to experience failure, rejections. Like is your inability to quit, your inability to give up. That is more like your scars that you're going to be winning. This is what people don't know. Your scars is those things that you pass through, because definitely it's going to come. If you're going to ever journey on the path of success, you must encounter failure. This is a truth. Now, failure is not you to quit, it's part of it. What tests you, it's what check if you're actually ready, because success is not easy. If it's easy, everybody would have been successful. That's just the facts. Like that means if success is not actually easy, that means there is a lot of things that are required. Like there is a lot of things really. I don't know, God, a lot of things are really going to be considered. Like if we're actually talking about success, students succeeding, there is work to put in. Real job hunting, opportunities, and how students should go about. So we said the big lie is that they graduate, they are going to be employed. And we'll say yeah, the reality is most times you may be rejected multiple times. Most times you may be ignored multiple times. Most times you may, oh God, I don't know, like it can be frustrating. That was the emphasis. So this is the reality, and most times it doesn't come out so. Now, if it gets to meet a student that is not prepared, you just feel no preparation, and that's why we tell people, your certificate is not enough. When we say this, people feel that you're yearning. Your certificate is not enough. Actually, your certificate is good though, but is not enough. It's not sufficient. Do you know why? Now I'm going to be explaining what I mean by your certificate is not enough, because the word is broad. Certificates is not a guarantee of success. That's first you should know. It's not a guarantee of success. No. Now you having a certificate is more like a proof you went to university. Get my point? Certificate is a proof you went to university. Is a proof that you have your is a proof that you're specialized. You specialize in maybe any field that your discipline says. That's more like a proof of certificates. Now, if we're actually talking about real world, they are more interested in what you can give out. People don't buy products, they buy solution. People don't employ employers. Organizations don't employ employers, they employ problem solvers. These are things you should know. Now, you having knowledge of it, you actually knowing this is going to shape you. It's going to make you walk in a path. It's going to bring some things to your view. It makes you think somehow. And that's why we say thinking beyond what an average student. You're going to start seeing things beyond what an average student is seeing, because there's what is called average student. They just feel that life will sort itself. Now, seeing things from a different perspective, you're going to start making critical decisions. And people don't buy product, they buy solution. That means if your product cannot serve, cannot actually solve the solution or whatever, is not going to be purchased. People are not going to buy it. Now that makes in the other way, if you don't have value, if you cannot create, if you cannot innovate things, if you cannot solve problems in any organization, in any field that you're not going to be valued, you're not going to be prioritized. These are things that people are actually looking out for. Employers are looking out for, organizations are looking out for, real life are actually looking at, the society are looking out for valuable people that can create solution, people that can create innovation, people that can adapt to the changes and still remain relevant. Now, It's not just all about your certificates. Have you seen? So most times your certificates, your big certificates can fail you. It's possible. Most times it may not be relevant. It's just a proof you went to university, you have a theoretical knowledge. Now, if that your knowledge, if you're not able to transmit it, if you're not able to work it out, if you're not able to prove it, it's not making sense. So this is where people get stuck. They just feel that the fact that they have the certificates, things is easy, and most times it doesn't work that way. And this is why you see people complaining, saying school is a scam. This is just the origin. This is where it's traced. Like if you trace it, this is the angle it's coming from. Them not having the understanding of how real life works, and them not succeeding, they are not going to turn it to school is a scam. The wasted years, efforts, resources, and money. That's just how they are going to target, without knowing that it's actually their fault. It's actually lack of information. They were not actually informed on that part. You cannot solve a problem that you don't know. So if you don't know it, there's no way you can actually fix things. There's no way you can stay on a safer side. So they don't actually know it. That's why they failed. Now don't just target that school is a scam. School is never a scam. It's these things. This is the root issues, problem, foundations that make school look like a scam, that make some graduates, smart people still fail. Is an information. So I've made a lot of emphasis on that. How the job market really works. Now we're going to be seeing how the job market really works, because this is a job market like hunting for jobs. Now how it works. Now skills plus certificate. Now okay, let me explain. We said your big certificate most times cannot fetch you work. Is your skills. You know, most organizations are going to be asking you what value can you create. Not, they're not going to ask you what degree do you have. What value can you create? What can you solve? What kind of solution can you bring? What is your experience? These are questions that are going to be thrown to you. Now if you're not able to answer these questions, you're not going to be employed. This is just the facts. If you're not going to answer this, if you're not able to answer this question, if you're not able to provide answers, what value do you have? What can you create? How can you develop these organizations? If you're asking me to employ you, and now I'm asking you how can you develop this, you should have an answer. Have you seen? So this is the place that they're actually missing it. They don't even see this. They don't make preparations for it. They are not competent enough. There's no way I can employ you to my organization and you're not competent in your field. It's not making sense. Now, me employing you, that means you have something that I don't have. You have something to offer. You have something to innovate. Like you have something to actually create. So I cannot employ you and you're not competent. So employers, organizations, the world are more interested in your results instead of certificates. They are more interested in what you can do, how effective and efficient you can do it, than your certificates. Have you seen? So graduates, while they wait their time, they don't make preparation.